Good morning to all of you. Today, the topic of discussion is Compton effect. In this topic or in this video, we will learn first what is Compton effect and what is its mathematical derivation, and then we will discuss Compton shift about Compton shift under various conditions. Okay. So let us see first of all what is Compton effect. This effect was discovered by American physicist Arthur Holly Compton in 1922, and for this he has received Nobel Prize in 1927. Compton observed that when X-ray or gamma ray incident upon a substance. Actually, X-ray or gamma ray radiation, as we know, it consists of photons. So when gamma ray or X-ray incident upon the substance, it emits electrons, and the scattered X-ray, when measured its wavelength, there is a change in wavelength. The wavelength is larger than the wavelength of the incident X-ray. Okay. This effect, in which wavelength of incident and scattered X-ray was found different, known as Compton effect. And the difference of wavelength, or you may say the amount of difference, is called Compton shift. So let us see from the very beginning. Compton effect occurs when the incident X-ray photon with relatively high energy ejects an electron from an atom, and X-ray photon of lower energy is scattered from the photon. Here lower energy is equal to h nu. H is called Planck's constant. Nu is called frequency. So energy depends upon frequency because h is constant. And there is an inverse relation between frequency and wavelength. That is why here, as in the beginning I told you, the larger wavelength of the scattered X-ray than the incident X-ray. Wavelength larger means frequency is smaller, and that is why I told here lower energy. Lower energy E is equal to h nu. Nu lower energy lower means nu lower. Nu lower means lambda longer or larger. Okay. He observed that when a monochromatic beam of high frequency radiation such as X-ray and gamma rays is scattered by a substance, the scattered radiation contains two types of wavelengths, one having same wavelength as that of incident radiation, while the other having the wavelength greater than that of incident radiation. This effect is known as Compton effect. Now we are going to derive mathematically the Compton scattering on the basis of quantum theory. So according to quantum theory, when photon with initial energy h nu traveling in the x direction strikes with the substance, here you can see this is the substance, this one, and this is the photon incident photon. Its energy is h nu and its momentum is h nu by c here. This is p is equal to h nu by c. Okay, this one is here h nu by c. It is not visible here. Actually, there is a division sign here. So when this photon incident upon the substance, a part of energy, some of its energy is received by the electron. Means it transfers some of its energy to the electron, so that electron recoils and scattered photon is scattered at an angle phi from the incident direction of the incident beam, and this angle is theta and this angle is phi, and this is your x-axis. Here you may say this is y-axis, not shown in figure, but this is y-axis. This one is x, this one is y. Okay, so if you understood this, I proceed. Okay, see here. What is the energy of the incident photon? H nu. What is the momentum of the incident photon? H nu by c. And what is the rest energy of the electron? Electron is at rest, so rest energy is m0 c square. M0 is the rest mass of the electron. And this electron goes at an angle theta and scattered photon deviates at an angle phi. So its energy is h nu dash. Nu dash why? Nu is the frequency of the incident photon. Here I have written here. Okay, h nu is the energy of the incident photon. H nu is the dash is the energy of the scattered photon. Energy of the electron at rest is m0 c square, and after its collision it is mc square. Now, before collision, the total energy must be equal to the total energy after collision. Okay, that is I have written here. According to principle of conservation of energy, since collision is elastic, h nu plus m0 c square, energy of photon plus energy of electron, and after collision energy of photon plus energy of electron. And when we solve this, mc square is taken this side, h nu is this side, so it will be this one, and we assume it equation 1. So this is about principle of conservation of energy. Energy is a scalar quantity, so need not to be discussed about direction. Now we are going to consider principle of conservation of linear momentum. Here situation will be different. Why? Because momentum is a vector quantity, and if momentum is a vector quantity, it has a direction. So before collision, photon is coming along x-axis. After collision, what happens? Electron this side, photon this side. So it is neither along x-axis nor along y-axis. And that is why we need to take its component. So take first x component, means along x-axis. Its momentum is h nu by c. Its momentum is 0 because their electrons are at rest. So h nu by c plus 0. Now see the after collision. After collision, the momentum is h nu dash by c here. H nu dash by c. you can, here it is also not visible the division sign, so it is h nu dash by c. Its component is h nu dash by c cos theta this side, h nu by sin h nu dash by c this side along y axis. Here mb cos theta, here mb sin theta this side. So one time we take the x along x axis, other time we take along y axis. Okay, so this is along x axis cost component, and when we arrange this, we get mb cos theta here, mb cos theta here, and c in the denote, c in the denote. So if we multiply c, this c will come here because c is not here, but these two c will be cancelled out. So it will be mbc cos theta here, or alternative way is take LCM c, and on changing side c will come here. So MBC cos theta is equal to h nu or minus h nu dash cos phi. This is about along x-axis. Now we take the component along y-axis. You can see in the figure. Here photon is moving along, photon is traveling along, photon is going along x-axis. Means no component along y-axis. So before collision it is 0. After collision we take component of momentum this side, we component of scattered photon this side. Obviously it will be sign term. So see here 0, this one, and this is negative because negative y-axis, and it will be mbc sin theta is equal to this one, here mbc cos theta is equal to this one. So see the equation 2 and 3. Left side cos theta, sin theta. So if we square both and add, it will be mb square c square under bracket cos square theta plus sin square theta, that will be 1. So what we do, first we square it. Okay, first we square it and then add. So left side will be mb square b square c square, and right side will be this whole square plus this square. I have written here. And now we resolve. First we take this term a minus b whole square. So a square b square minus 2ab. Okay, and this is only one term, so it is h square nu dash square sin square phi. Now again we see that this term and this term, if we join these two terms, combine these two terms, what we get? Here cos square phi, here sin square phi, and h nu dash square common. So it will be under bracket cos square phi plus sin 1. So on solving we get this one. This is equation 4. Now we square equation 1. See here, this is equation 1. After squaring, it will be m square c4, and it will be m. First we take the whole square this of these two terms, then we resolve this separately. We get this one, equation 5. Now equation 4 is subtracted from 5, means first we write 5, its left hand side is this one, its left hand side is this one, so we write here, and this is right hand side and minus this one. On solving we get this. So this is equation 6. Now recall the theory of relativity, in which mass varies with velocity according to this relation, m is equal to m0 upon under root 1 minus v square c square. So first we square this, it will be m square m0 square, and on solving cross multiplication we get here. Now you can see it is m square c square. So if you multiply by c, multiply through c square, then it will be c4. So we can write m square c4, m square b square c square, m is 0 square c4. And now we compare this 7 equation 7 and this is equation 6, these two term, and here these two term. Okay, here. So if we see that if we use two equation, we get this one, and on solving we get here. And you can see that if you divide nu by nu dash, it will be 1 by nu dash, it will be 1 by nu, and right hand side as it is. This is in terms of frequency. As you know, c is equal to nu lambda, and c is equal to nu dash lambda dash. If this is after before collision, this is after collision. So if we set the value of nu dash, which will be equal to c by lambda dash, so on in both the terms c will be common, which is taken here, so it is c square. Here if c is taken right side, c will be here, and one c will be cancelled out. Actually this c, it will not be c square, it is mistake, so correct it, it will be m0 c. Okay, so lambda dash minus lambda is equal to, and lambda dash minus lambda dash, it is the difference of wavelength, that is Compton shift, means through which it varies or changes, that is shift. And this was my our target. Now we can see, or we can discuss the different possibilities. You can see del lambda Compton shift. Here there is no any term of lambda, incident lambda is not here. Okay, so Compton shift does not depend upon incident wave. Del lambda only depend upon scattering angle phi, only phi is here, theta is not here. Okay, if phi is 0, cos 0 is equal to 1, 1 minus 1 is equal to 0, it means del lambda is equal to 0. Del lambda 0 means lambda equal to lambda dash, means there will be no change in the wavelength. If lambda is phi is equal to 90 degree, cos 90 0, so 1 minus 0 1, 1 means this one, so change will be this one. And if we set the value, we get this one. When phi is equal to 180, cos 180 is equal to what? Minus 1. So if we take minus 1 here, minus 1 plus 1 plus 1, 2. That is, it will be 2h by m0c. So double of this. This is not critical value. Okay. Thank you. I hope you have understood this video.